You're very busy in the community. You do an awful lot that I'm sure people don't really understand. So tell me a little bit more about Millie's Foundation, because
Right.
this is something that you've been involved with for a number of years.
Yeah.
And well, why don't you explain what is Millie's
Right. Okay.
Foundation?
So basically, Millie's Foundation is a registered charity for sufferers of dementia on the island of Alderney, basically. So it's a small little charity made up of a few volunteers. We're always after more volunteers. And basically, we go into we look after people when they're still in the community to try and keep them in the community for as long as possible, basically. Um, and that's with all sorts of things because it's a very bespoke thing. What suits one person wouldn't suit another person. Obviously, involves the families. It might be sitting with somebody whilst the family goes out and has a bit of respite, or it might be taking the person out for a little while, or it can be all sorts of different things. It's just whatever the family want, and
A little bit of relief, maybe.
it's a bit of relief, a bit of respite. Um, and it's checking in on them. So as a volunteer, I mean a volunteer, but I mean we sort of really sort of we're like the go-between in a way between the community and the care home,
I mean,
really.
you are a very, I would say, overqualified volunteer. I mean, former psychiatric nurse, you ran a care home for how many years?
20,
20 years
yeah.
a
So
care
the
home.
time
Was it
I'm going to be in one soon.
13 years, Hampshire Care Awards?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it the
Everyone, yeah, best care home in Hampshire. Yeah, yeah,
fantastic?
yeah.
And
Loads of things,
and so
loads of
now
awards.
you're
Yeah,
here
but
doing this
but we have been
voluntarily.
retired for 9 years.
Well, I
So
understand that, yeah. But the reality is that taking care of a parent is hard, right?
oh, it must be terrible. And obviously, as you know, I mean, we saw many hundreds probably of families going through the dementia crisis, as it were. I mean, you might be pleased to know I'm from a drop dead quickly line of
I
people.
can't
So,
wait.
so, so I don't think you'll have that with me. You never know, but
Well,
yes,
just
it's
let me
very
know when you're
terrible.
gonna do it. So
I'll
I've
try.
got
I
a
might
very
not know
busy
actually.
schedule, I don't I
Okay.
don't wanna have to,
Okay,
move some
I'll try and give
meetings
you some
around.
forward.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
I'll give you some forward thinking. But
But
so
but but
yeah,
it
but
it can go
seriously,
on a
it's
long time,
a
right? I
long
mean,
time. It can be so wearing and upsetting for the families, and we always used to say, in nursing and in the care home, it didn't matter how hard a shift we might have had, we go home. And that's it. We go home to our families and what have you. But when somebody is looking after somebody with dementia at home, it's 24/7, and there's no respite really, um, and yeah, so it's very difficult. So we just sort of try and go in and ease it a little bit, and sometimes just have a be a shoulder to cry on and for somebody to have a good old moan, or sometimes we can sort of put them in touch with other families that are going through the same. We've got um, access then to social workers and maybe the GP, maybe, if it's a case of maybe a bit of medication might help. And obviously we can't, we can't do that, but we can put them in the right direction,
mm,
really. So, and I think what we are doing at the moment is this an awareness session. So it's a Millie's Foundation initiative. Now, on the mainland, there's not many, but there are a few dementia-friendly high streets, and they've been brought about by dementia charities, whether it's Dementia UK or whatever. And it's all about sort of all the retail establishments or offices in a particular high street having a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of training, if you like, on picking up early symptoms of early dementia, and basically working with that. And so you have a whole community with a nice little sticker in the window saying dementia friendly staff here. And so that hopefully people who might be a bit confused, or if they see this sticker and the families see it, it's just a community coming together to try and um, assure people that if they go into a shop or an office, there will be a lot of empathetic staff that might have an idea to help, to help
Mhm.
communication. So that's what we're doing at the moment. It's going to take a couple of months, but we're
How's it going so far?
very good, thank you. Yeah, we've already done kind of a small island like this. It's still going to take a long time, but we've done about 11, 12 businesses, and we've actually trained. I say trained up. We've had about 49 people attending the session, and it's people are really enjoying the session. It's only 40 minutes, and it's nothing technical. It's nothing technical about dementia. It's all about um, remembering to be aware of looking at people, observing people, observing them. If you see something strange that they're presenting as something that's not quite right, you don't know what it
What
is.
what sort of symptoms could you look
Well,
out for?
well, for instance, I mean, sort of like in a shop, for instance, and of course, it's a lot easier on a small island because a lot of people know everybody. So if Mrs. Bloggs, for instance, sort of suddenly starts coming in and buying a ton load of cat food, and you know for a fact she hasn't got a cat, then that might be something to, raise alarm bells over, or or bulk buying. There's also like something like, for instance, like they might so suddenly start shoplifting, you know, um, which is so out of character and what have you. And that's actually, without being technical, that is one specific symptom of a particular dementia, which seems to be more common than the others. Or things like looking vague in the aisles, not being able to focus on what it is that they've come in for. And you might have seen that lady for many years doing the same thing. And then maybe one day a member of staff will think, oh, that's not quite right. And that's not that particular person's normal habit.
Mm.
So it's all about raising awareness of that and sharing those concerns. And we've got sort of certain ways that we can guide those shop workers, office workers, giving them support so that they don't feel that they're alone in they don't have to just worry and not do something. There are things that if they get in touch with us, or that we're giving them the tools in order to take that concern forward, and hopefully um slow down. I mean, it might not be dementia with a particular person, but I mean, it's raising awareness that it could be something that the family and everybody should be aware of. Because, say, for instance, if an early dementia is picked up, there there are certain medications now. I mean, we used to use a long time in the care home. I'm sure there's even better ones around now. Um, but there are things that can slow down dementia. I mean, sadly not cure it at the moment, but it can slow it down. And if it can be slowed down, that the earlier medication is started, if it's appropriate, then the more it's slowed down, so that that person that can then sort of be longer in the community, they can remain more independent for longer, which is good for everything. It's good for the families. It's good for the island. On a retail thing, they're still going out doing their shopping because they feel that they're going to be helped in a shop,
Mhm.
right? So if they feel that they can go into a shop and know that they're going to have assistance where they need it without sort of being rushed or harangued or made to feel bad, then they're likely to go in there for a lot longer. So it's a win-win situation, really. So it's good for the shop. It's good for, I mean, I don't know offhand the figures, but there's something like, it's quite a big percentage of the retail, the figures are is through dementia, people going out and spending.
Mhm.
So of course, when that goes, so does the profits for the businesses. So this is all about keeping everybody active as long as possible, keeping the shops active and busy, and really feeling connected with the community. And I think in a place like Alderney, it should be achievable. And,
Mhm.
and everybody so far is really, really they've taken it on board, and they're very, very responsive. And of course, we always start off It's only a 40-minute session. It's not a training, as I say, it's just a chat, a very informal chat. And we start off by sort of saying, well, are any of you here, have you ever, or any of you been affected by dementia within your family? And there's not been one session so far, and we've had quite a few now. There's not been one session where there's not been at least two or three hands up.
Mm.
Now, of course, in a small island like this, it might be the same families that you're dealing with, because of the size of this place. But so really, it's and the what they bring to these sessions is fascinating. You
So
know,
it's a very they're private sessions, I mean, in terms of discretion, like you can kind of be open, and it's a safe place, a safe
no,
space as we.
we always sort of say, what goes on in this room, so stays in this room, and you can feel free to sort of share whatever you want to share. Um, so yes, it's confidential in that respect, but very often that they say if grandfather's acting strangely or anything, and it's not all doom and gloom, as you know, having been brought up in a care home. There are some really humorous things, aren't there? And it's not as it's not, as you know, it's not laughing at them, it's laughing with them, and some of the funny things that happen. So we've had the most amazing time doing this awareness training, or the awareness sessions, and yeah, so people are enjoying it,
Mhm.
and they come away with a sticker for their window.
Which I love that. I can see that you got dad to design the sticker,
Oh, yes, I
and
didn't do that. Yeah,
no, it
yeah,
looks really good.
yeah,
And
and
I
and
mean,
and free pens.
and free
So, yeah,
pens.
free pens.
So this is a growing sort of movement.